And let's stay with that rally that's taking place in the American state of Florida by those protesters demanding the arrest of a Crime Watch volunteer who shot dead an unarmed black teenager almost 4 weeks ago. To discuss the possible consequences this case might have for race relations in the US, we can speak to Joe Hicks, who was a civil rights leader during the LA riots of 1992. Joe, do you think that with the stepping down of Mr. Lee, is it enough to calm tensions, or is it just not enough at the moment? Tensions so flared?
I don't think it's going to be enough. It's clear that the parents of the young Mr. Martin are looking for the arrest of Mr. Zimmerman. They obviously think that the police have dropped the ball here. So it may have just momentarily calmed the waters a bit, but they're looking for far more. They think that they've been treated unfairly in terms of Mr. Zimmerman remaining free and outside of arrest.
So what should be done? Because, of course, this was all about George Zimmerman not being charged, but there was this question of the stand your ground law. So, effectively, it wasn't wrong for Mr. Zimmerman not to be arrested. Just explain to people who don't understand that.
Well, the stand your ground law it really is part of a larger law called the Kasia law that allowed people to defend themselves with weapons inside of their home. The stand your ground law is a addition to that law that says you can actually use lethal force outside of your home, and you don't have to be retreating. You can actually be pursuing someone that you felt was a threat to yourself in terms of a deadly threat to yourself. Now, it's interesting, though, because the drafters of this law in Florida contend that what Mr. Zimmerman apparently may have done is outside the guidelines of this law, and they think he is subject to prosecution. So, but it does complicate things, and I think that may be one of the reasons why the local police in Sanford, Florida, did not arrest him immediately, though they admit themselves they have pretty much dropped the ball here. So, but things are heating up, and there are a number of investigations that are moving forward, so we're all watching this very carefully.
And Joe, of course, we are coming up to the 20th anniversary of the LA riots. The timing is very, very tense.
Well, yes. You know, I'm not sure what the exact parallels are. It's clear LA was a very unique circumstance, a black motorist beaten by the Los Angeles police, and of course the entire world saw that video. In Sanford, Florida, there is no video, but there is audio of the 911 call. And it kind of depends on what happens here. Will Mr. Zimmerman be arrested within the next few days or not? Will the grand jury investigation also call for prosecution of this man? There's also the Justice Department has gotten involved at a very high level. So it's not as if the law enforcement or the justice system here is turning a blind eye. In Los Angeles, the feeling or belief on the part of some activists was that the police were let free. They were exonerated for their beating initially of Rodney King, and that inflamed some people. I don't think that's going to be the case in Florida, because I have yet to hear anybody with any credibility who seems to think that what Mr. Zimmerman did was somehow proper, even with this law that exists in Florida.
Okay, Joe Hicks, thanks very much for your time. Joe Hicks, who was a civil rights leader during the LA riots 20 years ago.